But it's when you tell someone, hey, you know, I'm a fan of Sonic the Hedgehog, that's kind of the first thing they assume is that you're like a creepy furry fetishist, or that, oh, let's face it, that you like bad video games, because those are the two conclusions everyone jumps to. So, that's why I will not self-identify as a Sonic the Hedgehog fan. Though, like I said, I did enjoy the cartoon back in the day. And that's where I wanted to go. And that was actually my first encounter with the furry subculture, was having a friend back in high school who was like really, really into the Sonic the Hedgehog comics. I mean, he was like hardcore into them. I mean, drawing naked pictures of Sally Acorn on his Trapper Keeper. Obsessed. Yes, we had Trapper Keepers back in the 90s. Real? Am I going the right way? I never know if I'm going the right way in this stupid level. Hey, look, rings. Yes, that must be the right way then. What the heck? Okay. Oh, okay, the elevator. I was like, what? How did I end up here? Oh, it must not have been going the right way. I'm lost. I got lost. Okay, good. Okay, yeah, downhill is a good way to go in Sonic. If you're going downhill, you're going the right way in Sonic the Hedgehog games. Screw you, white half-pipe level. You're going down. This is it. This is Brick Road's day. Me and Sonic and Tails gonna mess you up. I don't even need all this Chaos Emerald. I just need this one. This is the best one anyway. I think it's like the Sour Apple Chaos Emerald. Tastes like victory. Brick Road, how do you know what victory tastes like? So yeah, I played the Sonic 4 demo. What other platform games have come out recently? Like, kind of been an off year for old school platformer sequels. Like, the Rocket Knight demo didn't do anything for me. And, oh, there was that DSi game. What was that? With the dancing genie girl. I don't remember what it's called. It'll come to me. I forget. But yeah, it was pretty good. I played that. I enjoyed it. But other than that, not a great year for platformers that I can think of. Not that any year in this decade has been a great year for platformers, but... Am I actually in the last part of this level now, finally? Oh, and this is when it's going to start doing tricky things like going up hills and around banks and curves and stupid crap, and Tails drops all my rings, and it's crazy. Did I make the quota? All I have to do is survive now? Yes! Yes! Oh, it's the Cotton Candy Jolly Rancher. Nice. I think that was a continue, actually. Ah, yeah, I earned that sip of Pepsi. I did. By doing well at Sonic. Well at Sonic. Yes. I classify winning the special stage on my 8th try as doing well at Sonic. I'm glad I jumped on those spikes. That was awesome. I'm great. Did it on purpose to prove that I do not fear spikes. I fear werewolves. Holy crap, Sonic was a werewolf in one game. He really has sunk really low in modern years. He was like a werewolf, and then a knight, and then a pedophile. I literally have not played a new Sonic game since... What was the most recent one I played? It was a Game Boy Advance one. It must have been called Sonic Advance, now that I think about it. But I think I was in GameStop one day. This was back when I worked in a little office, and all I did was play video games all day, and I'd probably just finished up whatever Final Fantasy I was working on, and I needed something to play for the second half of the day. So I went to GameStop on my lunch break, and I'm like, I've got $10. What can I get for $10? He's like, I don't know, used Game Boy game? And I had the Game Boy player in my GameCube. So... no ring! Oh crap. Oh crap, no rings. But yeah, so I bought this Sonic Advance game, and it was like, come on, shoot me. 1, 2, 3. Good. And it was like, it didn't really feel like Sonic to me. Death! Why weren't you rolling, Sonic? You cannot damage Dr. Robotnik unless you're rolling. Its science proves it. But anyway, I played for a few levels, and they're like, oh good, now you can play as Knuckles. And I'm like, oh okay, Knuckles. I remember Knuckles, he was cool. Oh no, get up there, get that ring! Oh, thank you. And then I played another level or two, and it's like, now you can play as Tails. And I'm like, oh okay, yeah, nice, Tails. And then I get to this, like, now you can play as Cream the Rabbit. And I'm like, what? You named your rabbit Cream? And it's like she had this little blob monster that followed her around, and I don't know, it didn't do anything for me. I'm like, this is what Sonic has been like since the Sega Saturn days. Because yeah, I knew that one guy, or that one, must have been 2 friends I had Sega Genesis, because now I'm remembering 2. But yeah, I knew one kid who owned a Sega Genesis. I mean, they had enough of a brain fart to buy one of those, but nobody had a Sega Saturn. I mean, my goodness. Although, come to think of it, the Genesis owning friend I had also had a Sega CD and a 32X. Which is kind of sad. I think I knew somebody who bought a Dreamcast, too. But maybe I dreamed that. Yeah, this level, it is impossible to keep your rings on. Metropolis Zone, great zone. I love the aesthetics of it. I love the music. The music's great. Huge, huge zone, too. Every level goes just a large distance in every direction. But there's 3 acts of it. Every zone in the game has 2 acts, except for the last couple. And then Metropolis, for some reason, has 3. And that's just too much zone, you know what I mean? And something in the floor there hit me, I didn't see what. Must have been a spike or something. But Sonic 1, all the acts had 3 zones. And I always felt like that was way too much level. Especially for Sonic 1, considering how boring some of those levels got. It's like, not only did you have 3 acts of Labyrinth Zone, but then you got to Scrap Brain Zone, and then Act 3 of Scrap Brain Zone was just a reskinned Labyrinth level. So it was like getting flipped off by the game designers. That's one of the hardest levels in any Sonic game I've ever played, was Act 3 of Scrap Brain. That level is brutal. With a capital BRU. So, Metropolis is not the hardest zone in the game, it's just the longest, and I think it's probably the, probably the most difficult to survive. Keeping in mind that getting hit in Sonic only kills you if you don't have any rings, so I just tend to get hit by, especially those little starfish guys. Because here's something about the Sega Genesis that I don't know, maybe this is part of the technological advance of the Genesis over the Super Nintendo, I don't know, but am I going the right way? No, the level loops, doesn't it? Yeah, that's what happened. But if you create a sprite in a Sonic level, it's going to stay there until it resolves. Here's what I mean by that. One of those starfish guys, whenever they explode, they send 5 projectiles off in the 5 directions of the star. And those projectiles never go away. Like, if you're used to playing, say, a Mega Man game like I am, even a 16-bit Mega Man game, even modern Mega Man games even, if something shoots you and you can if you can get that projectile to scroll off screen, you will, yeah, the screen scrolls, loops around, that's what happened there. But if you can scroll that projectile off the screen, you do not have to deal with it anymore. And Sonic the Hedgehog, the little starfish guy, just because he's off screen does not mean that that little projectile is not still chasing you. You can be 10 screens away and it will still hit you. Especially troubling in Sonic 2, where the backgrounds are all very visually busy, and you're always moving really fast, so it's difficult to keep tabs on those little 3-pixel projectiles. And that's why Metropolis Zone is tricky. Also, little just cheap shots like that where they're going to put a monster right where they know you're going to be flying along. But you know what? I do not have it in me to memorize Sonic levels. Booyah. So, and I know that I promised I would not keep mentioning Sonic 4, but this is kind of a cool thing. I looked up, because Sonic 4, the physics really bothered me in the game, and, oh my god, I've got a special stage in Metropolis. That never happens. Sheesh. Orange level, let's do it. So the physics in Sonic 4 really bothered me, and we were discussing it online, and somebody posted a link to a document that analyzes the physics of the old Sonic games, and, I mean, in excruciating detail, delineates every single thing Sonic can do. I mean, the math of his acceleration and his momentum, and how gravity affects him, and his hitboxes, and to the trajectory and amount of rings that spiral out of you when you get hit. I mean, tiny, tiny details. The idea being that if the Sonic 4 team had read that document, which was created by fans for the specific purpose of creating fan games, that they could have really done something special with Sonic 4 instead of, you know, what they did, which was poop on the carpet. And, oh, not enough rings. That emerald eludes me. But anyway, that's not what I want to talk about. What I want to talk about was part of that document, which I found most interesting, which was gravity in Sonic games, and how it affects Sonic, because, and this is something most players probably never think about playing the game, but Sonic runs up slopes, and not just regular, like, slanted slopes, like curved slopes, half-pipes, loop-de-loops, corkscrews and things, which is all very, like, passé by modern standards, but back in the day it was extremely impressive, and the way they achieved it technologically was very cool, I thought, was they actually have a check on certain slopes and half-pipes and curves, where if Sonic passes a certain area on a slope, the game will actually move his entire gravity 90 degrees. I have no rings. That is dangerous in Metropolis Zone. I better move slow. Oh, I got punched by a crab! So what is actually happening when you run up like a curve is you'll run partway up the curve, and then suddenly the game will tell Sonic to shift his gravity 90 degrees to the right. So now instead of the game pulling Sonic downwards, it pulls him to the right. So he kind of gets sucked into a curve. And the same happens for when he needs to run along ceilings, like in a loop-de-loop, and then run down walls on the other side, which was... I hit that guy. He was like off screen and he shot me. Oh my goodness, now this guy's gonna hit me.